Well, joining us this morning from in front of the royal castle in Warsaw is Victoria Pogrebniak, who's an activist from Euromaidan, Warsaw. Victoria, a pleasure to see you. I haven't seen you in quite a while. You're obviously up. You're always up to something. And here you've organized I don't know what to call it, a protest or maybe a work of performance art. It's called International Genocide.
We would prefer to call it performance/happening because we have a mix of both things. We will have the huge installations here. We actually see on my background that there are things going on. We are making the installations already, but we are also doing the massive protests, and we are also doing quite a lot of activities together with this. The idea is the same as the previous speaker in TVP World has said. We actually see the problem with the trade of European Union and Russia. It is quite intense despite the sanctions, and there are ways to avoid the sanctions in a way it does not harm Russia at all. So what we are doing, we are actually trying to advocate that, we are trying to make that stop, because every single penny, every single Polish zloty which is coming from Polish society, from European government, from European countries, every euro which is sponsoring Russia is also sponsoring the war. We actually have found out quite impressive facts about this ways of avoiding, I would say, avoiding the sanctions. First of all, it's going like the tiers and the trucks are going through another country, so they are not registered as Russian. We're also seeing that some countries are hiding their activities despite being very popular and very widely present in Russia. We also see that sanctions are not taking all the areas. It is also not taking the grain, which was the massive problem in in European Union right now, and the farmers are quite pissed off actually because of the grain that is coming from outside of European Union. But what they don't see and what they do not really take into account is that this grain is also Russian grain that is coming to European Union. Having all of that in mind, we actually have quite a big challenge here. How to make that stop? How to make European Union see that we are not okay with what they are doing? We're not okay with doing the trade with Russia. So we decided to do this performance today. We also invite everybody who is right now in Warsaw. It will start at 12 afternoon here in Plac Zamkowy, which is Castle Square in Warsaw. And we want to make it very loud and very clear to European Union. We do not understand and we do not want to trade with Russia. Every euro which is coming from European Union to Russia is sponsoring the war.
All right, Victoria, and tell us a little bit more about this performance art that you've prepared there. What's it? Remind our audience again. What's it called, and what can we see there?
First of all, the main message of this performance is the call to European Union to stop trade with Russia by any means. Make the sanctions that will be working no matter if Russia wants to avoid them. Make Russia stop trading in any different way. Try to convince the companies that are still working in Russia, such as Leroy Merlin, Auchan, such as LPP, such as Unilever, such as Mondelez, such as the Pepsi. Make them stop trading in Russia. Any contact and any trade contact with Russia shall be, of course, stopped. So we are making this a very clear call to European government. We want them to understand the scope of the problem, and we are not okay with that. And of course, this performance will be demonstrating in what way Russia is avoiding sanctions, in what way Russia is still making the trade with the European Union, and European Union is allowing it, and actually sometimes even supporting. So we will be doing the demonstration of the grain trade, we will be doing the demonstration of the oil and gas trade, we will be doing quite a lot of demonstrations of the companies that are still trading with Russia and they are present in Russia.
Fascinating, amazing things. You're always up to something interesting. I hope that after this you could come into the studio perhaps and tell us a little bit more in detail what you found out and how these sanctions are being skirted by companies. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure on the EU from these giant corporations. They have a lot of money and a lot of lobbying power. So obviously, it will be important to hit them as well. But Veronica, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck today.
Pleasure was mine.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot, and welcome everybody to the Castle Square.
Of course.